What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? Welcome to the PT channel. I'm One Eye Bri, back to talk about The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 13, titled Choke Point. So obviously, if you're worried about spoilers, just stop watching. We're going to talk about some spoiler information, potential spoilers for Season 9, Episode 13 from the Spoiling Dead fans. So shout out to them for sure. If you see these spoilers going around on Instagram and facts stuff and whatever they're doing there, it's most likely from the Spoiling Dead fans, and if they don't credit them, that's pretty crappy. But let's get to the spoilers. So how does the episode begin? It opens with Daryl, Connie, Lydia, and Henry running from the Whisperer camp, and Henry realizes they aren't heading in the direction of the hilltop. Daryl says there's no way they're going back to Hilltop because they broke the deal and Alpha will come and kill them all. There's an argument because Daryl insists that Lydia can't come with them. Henry proposes that he and Lydia go it alone, and Daryl and Connie can go back to the hilltop. Daryl says no way. It seems Connie has an idea and heads off with Lydia. Henry and even Dog, a pissed Daryl, reluctantly follows. Does something dangerous happen while Tara and company are on the road? Do they make it to the fair? Yes, they encounter a small herd, original recipe type, and Errol is almost bitten. They make it to the fair at the end. Tara mentions that she's surprised Daryl and Henry aren't there by now. She hasn't filled Carol in on everything yet, but it seems like it's about to happen soon. So I'm guessing we'll see Daryl, Henry, Lydia, and Connie at night, well, Dog as well at night, or the next morning. We're not sure of the time frame, but I guess they don't ever go back to the hilltop. And that kind of makes sense that they don't, but okay, Alpha is just a walker, basically. She doesn't really have a rocket launcher and all these weapons, so you could go back to the hilltop and fight them. I mean, Alpha has a shotgun, but they don't have all these weapons. I mean, they're just basically blending in with the walkers. But for some reason, they don't want to go back to the hilltop, and I'm not sure why Tara just thinks that Daryl is going to go get Henry and just go immediately to the fair. I mean, that's kind of wishful thinking, but maybe Daryl lied to Tara and said that Henry's out there, we're going to go right to the fair, but they left at night. Just kind of weird. So I'm not sure why Tara's like, yep, they're going to be here. Why aren't they here by now? We'll see Tara leading a group to the fair. They eventually get there, and we're going to have some, walkers coming by, and I doubt they're whisperers. I think the word is that they're just walkers, and it looks to be down trees in the road, so I'm not sure if the highwaymen put there. Don't worry, we'll talk about the highwaymen in a second, but Tara is leading the charge to clear out the walkers and eventually get to the fair, and they do. And my question to you is why are there so many walkers still? I mean, it's been over 7.5 years. How long does it take for a walker to decay? There's so many walkers left, right? Is it a plot hole? Is it a mistake? What do you think? What does the letter Carol has mean? Who sent that, and what does it say? It was sent by the leader of the group that uses the same red symbol that we saw on the road signs a couple episodes ago. They call themselves the Highwaymen. Who are the Highwaymen? What are the Kingdom's encounters with these people? They're basically pirates and in some ways similar to the Saviors. They steal people's stuff and demand ransom for allowing people to pass on their roads. They demand a ransom from the Kingdom, but the Kingdom has nothing they can give them. So instead, they make a deal. The Kingdom hires the Highwaymen to protect the roads leading to the fair, and in return, they will be given access to the fair. There is a lot of posturing, and the Highwaymen do pull out their guns, but they don't seem like psycho killers or anything. Diane makes it a point to mention that they had an opportunity to kill her and Jerry, but they didn't. So the Highwaymen are coming. The Highwaymen are coming. Some people didn't believe that the Highwaymen were real, but they are. We're going to see them this episode, and I wonder if they're going to be connected with the story beyond this episode into next season. Are they going to be part of the Pike lineup? I'm not sure. So the symbol right there on the piece of paper belongs to the Highwaymen. And the early report that we had is that this guy right here is the member, possibly the leader of the Highwaymen. We're not sure if his name was Oscar or Ozzy or what, but it looks to be Ozzy. He's looking at Jerry because it's probably like a showdown, posturing a little bit, like it said. So Ozzy versus Jerry. I wonder if Ozzy here, if that's his name, I think it is. But we'll see if he's on a crazy train. Get it? Ozzy Osbourne? Get it? I know, I'm just kidding. But ultimately, Ozzy is going to be the leader of the Highwaymen, I believe. Is he going to be part of the Pike lineup? And the way he's looking at Jerry, I hope so. What are Daryl and Connie planning now that they have Henry and Lydia? They know Alpha will send others to get Lydia back, so they decide to stop and wait for them. They stumble across an old office building that Magnus Group used to hide out in, and because it has a lot of stairs, they decide to use it as a choke point to filter out the living from the dead in any Whisper herd. So Choke Point is the name of the episode. There it is, Choke Point. What does Lydia say about why she escaped or what she is feeling right now? She wanted to leave. However, she also says that she can't kill her own people even after Henry made her a spear. It's like a zombie apocalypse version of making someone a mixtape. Lydia also wants Henry to promise that he won't kill them either, but he only says he'll try not to. And so we'll see if it makes sense, but since I'm reading this, I'm really not sure why they're not going back to Hilltop. It's not like Alpha and Beta have a bunch of machine guns and they can blow up Hilltop. They basically blend in with the walkers and they have some knives, maybe a couple guns, but that's the building they go to. Connie and Daryl come up with a plan to kind of weed out the whispers from the walkers, but they also give up their position. Details about Daryl and Beta fight, please. Daryl gets tossed around like a rag doll. Beta definitely has him beat in the size department. Daryl barely manages to get any punches in. He also tries stabbing Beta with a small knife, but he has some kind of armor under his clothes. Daryl eventually gets the jump on Beta and pushes him down an elevator shaft. Very interesting. Where did we see that before? That's definitely a callback in my eyes. What else is going on during the encounter with Beta and the group of whispers? Daryl locks Lydia in a closet with Dog because Lydia refuses to fight her people and so should just be in the way. Daryl, Connie, and Henry all fight. Henry ends up getting stabbed in the leg. Lydia eventually breaks out of the closet and Dog attacks the Whisperer who stabbed Henry. Connie stabs the Whisperer after Dog tackles him to the floor. After the conflict, the plan is for Daryl, Connie, Henry, and Lydia to make a pit stop at Alexandria. So now they're going to Alexandria. Oh man, we'll see how it goes down. But the Beta Daryl fight should be awesome. It needs to be. Because if you read the comics, which not everybody does, Beta fights Jesus. He doesn't fight Daryl. Daryl doesn't exist in the comics. And Beta also fights Negan. So Beta fights Negan and Jesus. Here we get Beta fighting Daryl. Will we get another fight with Beta? And I hope so. Now, I had a comment before talking about Beta would destroy Daryl and this and that. And maybe not. But if you think size is the only thing that matters in a fight, that's pretty wrong in my opinion. One of the best fighters of all times was Bruce Lee. He was a small guy. He wasn't the biggest guy, but he was fast, he was agile, and he had precision. Precision beats power any day of the week, I believe, in a fight. But let me know your thoughts about that. But I think the Daryl Beta fight should be awesome. It needs to be one of those memorable things for sure. Connie's going to save the day with Henry, and that's pretty cool. I like Connie more and more. I think she can be a character that can build for the future, and I wonder if she'll make it out season 9, and I hope she does. I understand Lydia not wanting to kill her own people. She's also a kid. She's not a trained fighter and a warrior. The same thing with Henry. Henry's not a trained fighter and a warrior. He's a kid. These are teenage kids. They think they know it all. They can do it all. They're always right. They're going to make the right decisions. Well, I know I've been there. You've probably been there. We've all been teenagers, and we all made dumb decisions. And Henry is doing that. Do we get to see anyone from Alexandria? No. Does anyone die? If so, who? Several whispers that Beta brings along to retrieve Lydia. How does the episode end? It ends with Beta lying at the bottom of an elevator shaft. At first, he appears dead. Then he finally opens his eyes and stands up. Uh-oh. So to me, the whole elevator shaft and being pushed down it takes me back with Beth at Grady Memorial when she did that to save Dawn's life. And it's kind of interesting that Daryl does a similar thing, and so did Beth. But we're going to see some Whisperers die and no one else dies. We're going to see some big deaths later this season is the word, but I wonder how it's going to go down. The choke point idea is pretty cool, but if they're just going to go to Alexandria, I don't know if they're going to lead the Whisperers to Alexandria now. Instead of going to Hilltop, where that's the only community that the Whisperers knew about, they're going to potentially take the Whisperers to Alexandria. So the Whisperers may know about Alexandria now, they know about the Hilltop, or they know about the Kingdom. How's it going to go down? But the Beta Daryl fight should be pretty cool. I heard it's 3 pages long. They had to have choreography and some big things are happening there. Also, do you see the Easter eggs in Beta's costume? Earl and Tammy Rose could be victims of the Pike lineup. Earl has a close call, but that's a zombie apocalypse and they have to do that. We'll see what happens with the Pike lineup. I wonder if they give us any more clues in episode 913. I believe the Pike lineup is probably episode 915 and or 916. Someone brought up a good point that these Hilltop kids are holding pikes. But to me, they're spears. I don't know if a spear is technically a pike, but could one of these characters be picked by the Whispers and up on the Pike lineup? Definitely. I can't wait to see. I have some of my early predictions. Nabila is one of them. And I would assume all the characters for the Pike lineup will be at the fair. So if they're not at the fair, they have a good chance of surviving. And if Daryl is taking Henry, Lydia, and Connie back to Alexandria, that could mean they're all safe. But we'll have to wait and see. And I'm guessing Michonne will be at Alexandria. We'll hopefully see that in episode 914. But that's the early potential spoiler news for episode 913. Choke Point, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be great. Every episode has been good, if not great, in my opinion. Some people like it. Some people love it. Some people are hating on it, but that's the way it goes. Some people always find hate in stuff that people like. But I love The Walking Dead. I'm never giving up on it, and I'm excited for this episode, and really episode 14, 15, and 16. So after this episode, we only have 3 more episodes, and then we gotta wait till October. But let's enjoy the episodes while we can. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to become a valued member of the PT channel Walking Dead family, just hit that subscribe button. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories. And as always, tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.